Good afternoon, Angela here at Sew Bright Alpine Quilting again for the Great International Craft Show this Saturday afternoon. Thanks for joining us, and this afternoon we're here to talk about Jen Kingwell templates. We've got a lot of these little templates that are really cute, handy little templates for using up your scraps, or you can make something into a coordinated project. And we've got a selection of them down here on the table. And I'll just talk you through which ones they are, and then I'll show you some examples of how we've cut them out. So we start off with the tiny squares that we can use as a trip around the world. Then we have number 2, which is little diamonds. Number 3 is scrappy squares. Number 4 is the not quite 60-degree triangle. Number 5 is a stretched hex, so that's a stretched hexagon. Number 6 is a 1-inch hexagon, which is a very popular shape. Number 7 is a snowball. Number 8 is a 2-tone tumbler, which is also a very popular one. And then back over this row, the next row, this one is a one version of the propeller. Then we have a 1.5-inch hexagon, a 6-pointed star, a half a hexagon, and this shape here is called a rhomboid. And if we have a look at the cards, they come... Hi, Nancy. We have a look at the cards. Each one comes attached to the card with a little sticky dot. And on the back of the card is some general instruction on how to piece them together and a bit of a suggestion of what to do with them. So each one has the same, so you'll see, a beautiful picture on the front and some instructions on the back. So I'll just flick back through those ones that we just showed you. So the star, hexagons, propellers, tumblers, snowballs, 1-inch hexagons, stretched hexagon, not quite 60-degree triangles, scrappy stars, little diamonds, and back to the trip around the world. So as I said, they're a great way for using up scraps. I started cutting out with some leftover jelly roll strips that I had from Jen Kingwell's remix range that was left over from a project. So here I've used the Scrappy Stars block, which was this one here. This little square to cut out some squares and sew them together. Still in progress. I think I was intending to do a little cushion that I would have, sitting on my lap that I would do my hand piecing on. Over on the design wall, we've got a few more that we've cut out and done some piecing with. So here you can see the tumbler that we've pieced into a circle to make it look like a Dresden plate. And then next to that, you'll see the tumbler in strips. We have the hexagon flower up here. So this was the 1-inch hexagon. So the hexagon flower is a very versatile pattern as well. You can see the stretched hexagon here. And then the 60-degree, not quite 60-degree triangle. Then underneath you'll see the rhomboid. Down here we have the half a hexagon. Also a very versatile shape. Hi, Glennis. I'm not sure whether she refers to them on the Wanderer's Wife and things like that, or they're just standalone little templates. I don't have the Wanderer's Wife quilt book at the moment. This one is the not quite 60-degree diamond. And I'll have to ring Amity and find out about that one for you, Glennis, if you like. Just send me a message to remind me, and I will send Jen a message and ask her for you. Also down here on the table, I've got some other ones that I've cut out for the snowballs. So you can see how big the pieces are. And some more of the tumbling blocks, hexagons of the 2 different sizes, and some diamonds. So I just thought I'd give you a quick demo and show you how easy it is to cut out with them. So this one we're doing with the half a hexagon. I find it easiest to work with the little sticky dot. Leave the little sticky dot on the back, because then that helps the template to grip onto the fabric when you're cutting out. Now, of course, if you are not comfortable using your rotary cutter to cut out, you can use a draw around your template with a pencil, and we would probably use the Sew Line Trio one, and I'm going to show you how we use that for marking in a sec. Or use your rotary cutter and just place your fabric, place the template down onto the strip and cut around the template. Now, because Jen also gives you instructions for hand piecing, there's extra little notches cut out of these templates on the sides to help you line them up when you're hand piecing. If you're going to machine piece, which you certainly can do with a lot of these templates, you wouldn't necessarily need to cut these extra little notches on the side here. You could just leave the shapes pointy, like I've done here. You could just leave them pointy and sew them together. So you can sew them together as a hexagon, or you can sew them together, as I'm going to show you, to do it as a triangle. So if you were going to do it as a triangle, you would start off like this. So these two pieces, and then we'll put this next one in the bottom after we've marked it. So if you're hand piecing, the best thing to do, as I said, is to have that upside down on the fabric, and then you can come back with a pencil, like this mechanical pencil from Sew Line, and mark your little registration points there, move the template, and then come back with a 1/4+ ruler or any other small ruler that you have, and just draw a line to join up those dots to give you your sewing line. To help you with your accurate piecing. Now, if you're having trouble doing it on your cutting mat, you can grab a sandpaper board and pop it down on the sandpaper board, and that just gives a little bit more grip again and makes it a bit easier for the pencil. So then once you've got your sewing lines drawn, you can start to hand piece. And when you're hand piecing, it's important not to piece beyond those little registration marks to make it easier for you to pivot the pieces to join them in together. So if we were making a triangle, it would end up looking something like that. And then you could use the pattern as a guide to create whatever it is that you would like. Now, some of the shapes, like a rhomboid, can be cut in two ways. So still going upside down, you would have your two different fabrics and your little rhomboid, and you would cut some with the rhomboid facing in with the writing facing up, which you can cut out like so, and then you would cut a corresponding number and same even number with the shape up the other way. And then that's what gives you that chevron look that I showed you on the design wall. So then those two shapes become a mirror image of each other, and when you offset them with your with the alternating shapes, you get a really cool chevron design when you piece it all together. So the fabric that I've been using today for this demonstration, this is a really nice black and white from K Facette Collective. It's one of Brandon Mabley's designs. And I've also been using the lollies from Jen Kingwell. And these fabrics are fantastic. There are 8 fabrics printed across the width of the fabric. So you get 4 on one side of the fabric and 4 on the other. And they're 5 inches. So you could cut charm squares out of this. So 5-inch squares. You can cut 2.5-inch strips if you've got a really long piece. If you want to make your own 2.5-inch strip sets. And they come in lots of different colourways, and they all match up together, and a great way of getting lots of different fabrics without having to buy a lot of different fabrics. You can also use the, want to come over here, Steve? You can also use the charm packs that we have here. We have the Kimberbell Basics ones, which are all white tone-on tones, which are handy for, yeah, a bit of a shadow, haven't we? Handy for, you know, the alternating pieces. And we've also got the Bella Solids. We've got some great low volumes in the even more paper modern backgrounds for from Zen Chick for Moda. So we've got those. There's lots of different ones in those. They're fantastic. Some of these we have on the bolt as well, as you can see from this stack of fabrics here, that we have some great low volumes as well. And then this one here is called Morning Frost from Devon Stone. Really graphic black and whites. Awesome for backgrounds and for alternating blocks. So as I said, with the modern background paper, we have those in the 10-inch squares and the 5-inch squares. And then we have, these are the lollies that we have. So we've got 5 different ones at the moment. And as I said, you'll get a great mixture of colours. There's the two different caves. And that's one of the Morning Frost, sorry. There, so you'll find all those on the website. So we sell the lollies in 1/2 meters. The other ones I think are 1/2 meters as well. Now you've seen me using the design wall. So it's a great way to lay out your project before you piece it, to get an idea of how it's going to go together. So this is a flannel, a cotton flannel with a 2-inch grid marked on it. And I think we sell that in about 1.4 metre pieces, I think it was it Steve? Can't remember. It's either 1.2 or 1.4 metres, then you get a nice reasonable size square. The other thing I like to use as a design wall, if I've got just one block, is I've cut a piece of the bag wadding that I showed you earlier today, and I just use that as a design wall. So if I'm sitting at my sewing machine, I can lay these blocks out and then I can take them over to the sewing machine and sew them one at a time. So this works really well with the tumbling blocks. You can see you can quickly create a layout, and then you can take that to your sewing machine and piece that together. So that's a helpful little tool. And so then it'll stay stuck to that and you can take it over to your sewing machine. The other thing that I have nearby is a little bucket with my bits and pieces in it. And then I have my wool pressing mat next to my iron. Little bucket for my scraps. So these are the wool pressing mats. The Matilda's own wool pressing mats. Great little invention, those. And I've also made a nice cotton cover to go over mine to keep it nice and clean. The 1/4+ ruler that I showed you earlier. And another handy little ruler that I have often near me by me when I'm doing hand piecing or small piecing is the 6 by 1 inch one. And our ever faithful Sew Line Trio pen. So you can find all of the things. Oh, the other template set that we've just got in from Jen Kingwell is the Florence. I'll just show you that one. So that one is a flower. So it's cut with the jewel. So it's the half a hexagon with a triangle on the end of it, and then you've got a hexagon center. So this is a pattern for a full quilt. So it has all the templates in there for you, paper templates as well, and lots of instructions on how to make the whole quilt. There, so that's a new one that we've got in. And you'll also find, sorry Steve, you'll also find the Boho Heart book from Jen Kingwell and the Dear Jen quilt book on the website, as well as all of these beautiful templates that we've just shown you. And so you can go into the shopping hall from Craft Alive's website through the gics.craftalive.com.au and go to the shopping hall and choose us, and that'll have a live link to all our showcased products, or you can go directly to sewbright.com.au, click on our online store, and then click on the Great International Craft Show, and you'll see all the segments there with all the products. If there's anything you can't find that we've talked about, please just send me a message, type in a comment, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow morning we will be here at 11 o'clock, and we are going to show you some of our sale patterns and sale fabrics. And then tomorrow afternoon we're going to take you for a walk around the store and show you what's happening in store. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.